Hi, and welcome to Designing with Casual Elegance. Today's show is about information and inspiration. I have a lot of different wallpapers, fabrics, and some trims to show you and share. And I'm going to start. I am your host and interior designer, Susan Sage. I know that a lot of you have gray or gray and white on your walls and your trim, and I'm just going to share color story, how you can create some interest and warm it up, and maybe introduce a little bit of color. So first of all, I have this textured wallpaper, which is gray, has a little beige going through it, but would be a great accent wall in a living room if you have a fireplace wall or even a window wall. This would be absolutely wonderful, a great way to go ahead and, like I said, add interest. You know, when we talk about gray, there are cool grays and there are warm grays. So you can see these are a little bit cooler, and to most people, this looks like beige. Well, until you put it behind. Now you see a little bit more of the gray tones in it. But all neutrals and work very well as a monochromatic scheme, or, like I said, I was going to introduce some color. So our first fabric, and these fabrics and wallpapers are from Tebow and can be ordered through Avenue Design. This is just a beautiful print, still very soft colors. You know, we've got this soft green, you've got your gray, and just, it's not a bright white background, it's a cream. So it would make great draperies on each side of a window if you wanted just stationary panels. Or it would be wonderful to be on a couple chairs. And then let's add a pillow. This is incredible fabric. It's a nice cheetah print. It's nice and heavy. It's still gray, but there's a lot of texture in it. Therefore, it's adding interest. Let's dress a little and repeat our green and do a little welt cord all the way around. Or if you were to reupholster the chair, we do have welt cord going around and around the seat cushion. Again, add a little bit, just a touch of green to dress it up and define the chair. Or we could do gray lip cord. Either would work, especially if you're not used to having color. Introducing color can be, well, it can take a little getting used to. So here again, you know, we can keep it simple and do a gray. Another option, if we did a gray chair, or it could be a sofa. And let's use our floral fabric for the pillow. And here again, either using our decorative cord, or we could go back and have a welt cord in a contrast fabric. Just some great ideas to introduce soft color. Now I'm going to move away from that. And we're going to brighten things up a little bit. So what I have here, you can see there's green, there's gray, beige, you name it. If you are not used to having a lot of color in your home, this wonderful wallpaper comes in a fabric. So what I would do, if you wanted to start small, just go ahead and do it on a couple pillows. And here again, you could add a wonderful welt cord. And this particular paper These colors are, I mean, they come across as being bright. They're really not. They're fairly soft. You can there's a lot of gray undertones in them to keep them muted. The other wonderful thing about this particular paper is that it gives you the opportunity to change your wall color to any color that is in here without having to replace your fabric. So just a lot of fun, different things you can do, and would look absolutely wonderful. You've got your gray behind it, and really make it pop. Okay. And we are going to move on to another colorway. Oh, you could also add greens if you wanted to do green walls or repeat it again. And still working with green, but neutral. You've got your green paint colors. You have your cream colored walls. And again, you could use the same fabric. This also comes in a fabric as well as a wallpaper. So you could use the same fabric that I showed you previous along with this wallpaper. And now we're going to go soft. This is, and when I say white, there are 1,000 different whites. Anytime you've gone to, I'm sure you've discovered there's more than one white. Just like there's more than one blue, more than one gray. You had your cool grays, you've got your warm grays. Same thing with white. So this isn't a pure bright white. It's a soft white, has this lovely blush color in it, and again, some greens. And anyone who's been out shopping recently, green is all over the place. You're seeing it, I even saw an emerald green car the other day, but you're seeing it in clothing, you're seeing it in dishes, you're seeing it towels, all your housewares. So green is just gonna keep popping up. I think it is a neutral, and it's a very calming color. So I'm going to use green again. With our blush colors, different paints that you could use, all in soft pinks, but again, or you can do your green, which really makes the color pop because it brings out the green that's in the wallpaper. So what would we do with this? Well, we have this wonderful Art Deco influence fabric that again would make beautiful drapes. It also comes in a wallpaper. So this fabric, because it does have such a lovely print, I would love to do it as a wallpaper in a powder bath where you have wainscoting, either beadboard or could be tile. A lot of bathrooms will have tile halfway up the wall, and then do this on top. There are so many options here for different colors of towels. You know, you've got your green, you've got your blue. There's even a little bit of yellow in here. And this fabric also, to me, has a little feeling of chinoiserie or oriental influence in these little flowers that you see. And what do we add with? Well, my trim that I dropped, oops, which has all the colors in it. Your little checks, which never go out of style. And this trim would look great on a lumbar pillow going down the sides, or if you collaged two fabrics together. And it could go in between. And again, in a lumbar pillow, you know, one that is a little bit shorter and longer. Along with that, of course, you can still add green. I love the ball fringe. It is so much fun. This could even be used down the leading edge of a drapery, again, to add a little bit of interest. And whether it's a solid color or a print, this would be just a beautiful trim. Okay, I've stayed on the soft side. Oh, wait, we have one more fabric here. And this would make beautiful drapes. It is a linen blend fabric. And we'll put our trim there. And I'm going to show you the inspiration picture for this particular wallpaper. And here we've got it shown. And you can see they put the willow tree fabric on chairs. And if I were going to do a chair like in this photo, I would do an occasional chair. I wouldn't do a big overstuffed skirted chair. And again, I would probably use a green or a blue or even just a solid blush color as a welt cord accent on the chair. And now we're going to go bright. We have, this is a totally different look. That last one was soft and sweet, and now we have a chevron. We've got blue, we've got yellow, we've got green, and hot pink. Great wallpaper, would make a wonderful accent wall, and it, of course, has beautiful fabrics to coordinate. Again, lovely draperies, or this would make a wonderful upholstered headboard. And if we did that, I wouldn't do a tufted headboard. I would do just a plain headboard that just has cording. And again, just make it pop a little bit. So we've got the bright pink and a yellow tone in here. There's so many colors in here that you could pull out. I think it's wonderful. And the one thing I'm going to say about bright colors, we've got a little bit of everything here. If you're going to incorporate something that is this bright, I wouldn't do it as paint on a wall. I would make a small accent piece, kind of like we have the little green sofa table over here. That would be perfect paired with this and perhaps this on the wall. The other thing, or if you wanted to do the hot pink, and let's say you did it in a bedroom, you could do it as a bench at the end of the bed. And again, you could use one of the other fabrics on the bench. Or again, this would make great draperies. And of course, we have our little trim. Or we can go a little softer with our blues and greens. Like I said, wonderful, wonderful color combinations. Just really like the brightness. And also, I have more inspiration pictures. And that's what wallpaper books are so good for. They show you how to use fabrics and wallpaper. And I'll be really honest, I don't do exactly what they do. I don't know many designers that do. They will look at these inspiration pages, and then they'll design according to the client's desires. So, we might use this on a chair, or as the bedding with a solid color headboard. And here they do have it as a print, and they have incorporated. You've got two busy fabrics combined here. They are fun together, and opportunity for using a lot of different welt cords or decorative trims. Okay. we have also your classic blue and white. And we have looked at this before, but we'll look at it again. But this time I have a variety of wallpapers. Okay, here is the beautiful medallion print. Which would make a wonderful chair. And when you are reupholstering, which actually our next show is going to be on reupholstering, you want to pay attention to your prints. You're going to want to center, if there is a big medallion like this, then you want to center the print on the back of the chair, the cushion, depending on your repeat. But a really good upholsterer will help you figure all of that out. I just love this, and again, I'm just all about embellishing and cordings. So we have just a blue and white. Or you could self-welt, or you could use a solid blue. And if you did it on a chair, a wonderful little coordinating fabric. Doesn't want to stay up. And keeps you all in blue and white. Now I did do a bright pink floral, and it is a kind of a blue-green vase. That's another way to add color. And we are going to stop and take a short break. When we come back, I'm going to talk about this fabulous wallpaper behind me. So see you in a couple minutes. Hi, and welcome back. I am going to say a few more things about blue and white and show you some inspiration pages, again, from the wallpaper book. So you see what we've done here. I've changed to just a single drapery, and of course you can get them as a pair, but because this is not a custom drapery, it is ready-made, it costs a lot less than what it would cost to do it as custom. But this is just a nice linen cotton blend fabric. It is lined and then has a beautiful tape just down the leading edge. Another way to add just a little bit of custom touch to your room. Still have a couple more wallpapers. Blue and white stripe, which is classic. Love it with everything. And we've added a really fun blue pillow. And of course, I did select paint colors. White on your trim, of course, unless you wanted to get really crazy. This does come in a wallpaper, as you saw earlier, and you could do a wainscoting with the dark blue below the chair rail and the wallpaper above the chair rail. And of course, this will work with pretty much any wallpaper. And because there are so many blues, if you wanted to go light, many people are afraid of darker colors. This is just a beautiful, again, it's a textured wallpaper. It has light and dark. It picks up the blues that are in our fabrics. And now we have one that is definitely more bold. And almost has a deep, kind of a purple or a periwinkle color in it. So you've got, again, light and dark. I would say this is a little bit more modern or contemporary, but it is a beautiful paper. Almost gives me the feeling of water that has nice movement. And so we have finished up our blue and white, but I am going to show you once again how they have shown it in the book. You've got the chair, and here you can see, hopefully you can see, there is wainscoting that is plain white, and there is a cheater way to do that. Generally, when you do wainscoting, they don't put wood on the wall. They do for the chair rail, and this has picture frame. So they will, but then they just use enamel paint so that it looks like wood. And then here again, you're seeing a larger picture of the wallpaper, drapes with your decorative leading edge, and they just plain white chairs. You have so many opportunities in this colorway of things that you can do. Looks great with white paint, looks great with stain. And now we're going to abandon this side in our blue and white, and we're going to move over to themed wallpaper. And this is an equestrian print. And no, it's not secured to the wall, so it does bow out a little bit. We like to change sets around here, so it's just secured top and bottom. This is a very bold wallpaper. It has strong colors, beautiful earth tone colors. But it's a very long repeat. It's a 36-inch repeat. This would be absolutely stunning in a library or a home office with a stained wainscoting. You've got a beautiful deep stain. This one is a mahogany, it's a little bit lighter, and you can definitely see all of the red in it. And what would I do for fabrics? Well, if you didn't have wood wainscoting, certainly you could use a wallpaper below the chair rail. Again, we have wonderful fabrics to go along for, maybe a big leather chair, leather office chair, which we could pull the blue and perhaps a pair of chairs in a little plaid to go with it. Or you could use the plaid for window treatments. And again, it can't go without decorative pillows. So how about something nice and full of texture? Or, again, we could go back to blue. And all of these fabrics that I'm showing you right now work together. Now we do have an olive green if you want to do a beautiful olive colored office chair. And of course, traditional browns. I love these because they're kind of distressed and weathered. So they look more real. Some leathers that you see out there are vegetable dyed, and they have a very sleek, shiny surface. They might be a little more durable, but they don't have the look and feel. And especially with this being an equestrian paper, I would want something more casual. And with these beautiful darker leathers, of course, again, you could do the blue plaid, or you could do neutral. This guy won't work for that, but again, great combination, a lot of fun to do, and I would love to have fun with this, using it as wainscoting, and then maybe pulling a color out for the chair rail. But like I said, because this is so bold and it is such a big repeat, it really makes sense to not necessarily show the whole thing. I think it could be overwhelming if it were floor to ceiling in a room. However, I did have a client do it in a very large powder bath with stained vanity. Turned out fabulous. And of course, we have to show paint colors that will go along with it. We have our light. Of course, we're going to get into a beautiful reddish brown or your olive green. And again, these could be, they could even be just solid fabrics for draperies in the room. They could be used as trim colors, you know, to find a trim or a solid fabric to do your little welt cord, or a flange, you know, a flange being a larger trim around a pillow, so that you again are creating interest and texture. And this wallpaper does have a fabulous texture. Very washable, strippable, and I have said before, if you're doing wallpaper, it's so easy today, because you first size your walls and put a sizer primer. Then you paste up the wallpaper. These papers in particular are not pre-pasted, so they would have to be pasted. Now I am going to move on to our fun segment. You can see I have some hats here and a little beverage. The reason I wanted to use this wallpaper is the Kentucky Derby is May 6th, and I have a Derby party to go to. So I thought I would tie this in with these fabulous Derby hats that were custom made by Charming Headpieces. Okay, I'm ready. I am ready to go. Yes, young lady custom makes all of these hats, and our stands fall apart. And what inspired her to do it was she likes to wear different hats to church every Sunday. So she has a multitude, and I was just excited to meet her and find her, because I can never find a hat to fit. They're always too big. I think I have the size of a child, my head. Then I also have it's mint julep. So you've got your bourbon, and we have a mint julep syrup. So you don't have to make the tea first. It's all mixed for you. You take 30 milliliters of your bourbon and bottle 10 milliliters of your julep syrup. Pre-mix it, and let's keep it cool. Fill up your pitcher, put your ice in the center, and it will be nice and cool so that everybody can help themselves to refills. Or for their first drink, use a little mint to garnish your glass. So you fill your glass with ice, pour in your drink, and you are good to go. My fantasy is that I would love to see this wallpaper in a library and go to that house for a Derby party. So maybe you are having your beverage and hors d'oeuvres in the library before you wander out to the main event with the big screen to watch the, what is it, a 3-minute race or however long. I just think it would be a lot of fun. Now, one more thing that I want to go over. Last show, I was folding napkins, and a lot of people couldn't see how I did it. I think our flower arrangement was in the way. So here we've got for this first fold, you need a fairly soft napkin. Make a triangle, bring it down, and then you're going to fold. to get nice and small. And then you're going to bring each end into the center. Then, of course, we have our napkin ring, not made in China. We'll squeeze that through. And pull our tails out so that we have a little bow. Just fun and different for those times when you want to have pretty napkins or place settings. The other one requires a stiffer fabric, and what I did with that was fold it in half, and then this is a simple fan fold. So we just take it back and forth. Good to strengthen your manual dexterity. And again, you could use a napkin ring. Or you can put it right into your glass. And this is usually how you will see this napkin fold. Where it's just kind of fanning out at the top of the glass. And our little hats. Well, we have a variety of different colors. And I love this one also. Yeah, I'm definitely ready to go. I mean, give me my drink, give me my hors d'oeuvre, and I'm happy as can be. So I'm going to try each one of these on for you. Maybe we should vote and see what you like best. Oh, I think, okay, here, this is what happens. My head is small, so you can see that went right down. And I absolutely love this hat. Again, it's too big for me, but I think they have sizers that you can put in to make the crown a little bit smaller. And I am a hat person. Not that hats have that much to do with design, but interior design is an image business. So, you know, you always want to put your best foot forward. You're not going to hire somebody who comes in looking sloppy, because then you wonder what they're going to do to your house. Anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Our next show will actually be at the end of May. It'll be the 31st. And I will have a special guest. We're going to talk about reupholstering furniture. So thank you for tuning in.